Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Nikki Lopez in the courtroom in San Diego.
Okay, today was the date and the time that was set for a jury trial on a domestic violence. Are we proceeding?
No, Your Honor. May I approach?
Nikki Lopez.
My apologies. This is the police sheet that we have.
I arraigned Ms. Lopez on a bond violation this weekend. So that matter is going to be set for a hearing. And we'll stick that in the file until that time. Were you provided information about the bond violation?
I was, Your Honor. The people had said that they weren't going to pursue it, but I know it's your decision as to whether or not that is dismissed. So whatever you want to do.
Okay, we'll set it for a hearing. Do April 2nd at 10. April 2nd at 10 a.m. for a hearing on the bond violation. Do you have any questions for the court today?
Your Honor, my client has a conflict with April 2nd. She has a surgery scheduled. Is there an alternative date available?
Excuse me?
I tried to change the date of the procedure, but I'm not sure if they.
Typically, it's not easy to just change the date of a procedure. If you have a procedure, you need to have that procedure on that date. Is it inpatient or outpatient procedure?
It's gonna be inpatient. It's a they're.
So how long
it's
are you?
on my head.
How long do you expect it to be hospitalized?
Just a day or two.
I'll take another day. Do April 9th. I will do a little further than that. April 16th at 10:30. Do you have any other questions for the court? Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
You're all set. Thanks. On the record, do we reset Jack Wallace or is he here? No. On the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Jack Wallace, file number 21-01061, counsel appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
This is the Public Defender Scott Nichol on behalf of Mr. Wallace.
No, today was the date and the time that was scheduled for a jury trial. My understanding is that there was a motion to reset this. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. I'm not sure of the reason why, but the witnesses just were never subpoenaed for this jury trial date, though they had been subpoenaed for jury trial dates set in the past.
This matter was set for a jury trial. How many times?
Third time.
Why did those other trials, why did it not go on the other trial dates?
First date was just after Thanksgiving, and believe the court did not send jury summons, so there was no jury available. The date in January did not go because My office did not receive notice of the court date and so did not have time to get subpoenas out to necessary witnesses. And that it was back in January when this date was set for the March 19th date. I would be asking for the matter to be dismissed at this time.
It was the January date. You were in person at the court,
Yes, I was in person in the court on that date.
and your witnesses were here, so they would have heard you tell the date on the record.
On that date, I believe it was the parties had stipulated to adjourn, so I believe we put it on the record, but we had,
No witnesses were here
no.
for that date. Okay. The motion to dismiss is denied. We'll reset this matter. April 30th. April 30th, 8 a.m. in person at the court. Do you have any questions today? I can't hear ahead, Jay. Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from people.
Get you a copy of your notice to appear. Thank you.
Yeah.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jamie Brooks Hudson, file number 24-00018, council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrowski on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Brooks Hudson.
Okay. This is the date set for final pretrial. There was previously an offer extended of disorderly jostling. Your client was considering that offer. You want to proceed?
Your Honor, my client is not accepting that offer.
Okay, so you want to decline that offer and exert your right to trial, correct, sir? Are you not? I'm asking you a question. You want your right to trial, right? Are there witnesses here?
The, no, it's, the necessary witness failed to appear this morning, even though I've had contact with him in the past.
Okay, counsel,
And defense was certainly dismissed.
motion to dismiss is granted. It's granted without prejudice, so they do have the right to reissue the charge against you. Do you understand that? Do you have any questions? We'll get you a copy of your dismissal. You can have a seat. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Tamara Chambers, file number 23-02988, council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrowski on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Tamara Chambers. She was president.
How are you, Ms. Chambers?
I'm doing good.
Okay, today was the date and the time that was set for final pre-trial. Looks like I have. PA 53 violation, what is this? I have another file. For dog stray, file number 24-001994. What's going with the stray dog matter?
The stray dog matter, council has provided me with proof that Ms. Chambers no longer owns the dog and she surrendered it, so the people would be dismissing the charges for compliance.
Motion to dismiss is granted. The docket for today, too. Oh, it's at 10:30. Okay, and let's see. The victim's rated here.
So the victim of the assault and battery, she's not present. However, the victim of the attempted RNO is an officer, so they were not speeding per se.
Why were they not speeding?
And
Except for a hearing.
excuse me, I should say, the officer was not subpoenaed for the final pretrial. For the PA 53, they were subpoenaed. Box.
The victim on the PA 53 should not be an officer.
The victim on the PA 53 is not the officer, but the officer was subpoenaed to testify for the PA 53.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I should have marked it.
Okay, the victim did not appear on either matter.
That's correct.
I understand that the victim was in Ingham County Jail though, and my notes said for them to be written.
So I went through and I was unable to find her in Ingham County Jail.
What's her name?
Asana Thurman. To check our records, we didn't have an open case with her, so I'm unsure of how she was. My guess is that she was picked up and then released. I'm unsure.
I have no idea.
I-
Thurman's in jail. I don't even know where we got that information from.
I received it from one of our APAs who was doing screening that morning.
Okay. Okay, so the victim was subpoenaed to be here.
That's correct.
Okay, counsel, how do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, in lieu of the fact that the many witnesses are unavailable, the defense would move for dismissal.
And the people would move to dismiss the count of the assault and battery, but still proceed with the attempted resisting and obstructing charge.
Okay, the assault and battery can be dismissed. We'll continue to trial on the attempted RNL.
That's correct. I also, Mr. Lee and I have been in discussion that if this were to be the case, because we were discussing this morning, there is an offer for Ms. Chambers to accept responsibility for a civil infraction of breaching the peace, and we would dismiss the attempted RNO.
How does your client want to proceed?
My client would like to accept that offer.
Mine's $130. I'm paying today.
Yes,
And you can show me to the criminal traffic window and then you'll be all set, okay?
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Same to you. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jamie Lynn Dredd, file number 21-00488 and 23-01680. Council appearance, please.
Mr. Prosecutor Paige Petrowski on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Jamie Jerry.
Okay, let's see, Ms. Jared, I have two files. One is for embezzlement trustee, less than $200, and then I have a retail fraud. It looks like there was an offer extended for you to plead to an amended count of attempted retail fraud in the second degree. How are we proceeding? Mr. Lee?
Your Honor, my client would like to exercise her constitutional privilege to proceed to trial.
Okay, and that's on both files, correct? And are scheduled for trial April 2nd at 8 a.m. And so you'll be here then and we'll proceed to trial at that time, the 21-00488 as priority. No problem. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the people, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Monique Williams, file number 23-03798. Council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrowski on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Jacob Riley on behalf of Ms. Williams.
How are you, Ms. Williams? I'm well, thank you. Today was the date and the time that was scheduled for final trial on one count of domestic violence. We have witnesses here.
No, we do not, Your Honor.
Defense will request dismissal at this time.
Motion to dismiss is granted. That's without prejudice, so they can reissue the charge against you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions? Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
No, Your
We'll get you a copy of the dismissal, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Clifton Johnson, file number 23-02085, council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrowski on behalf of the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Today was the date and the time scheduled for a pretrial on an assault and battery. Was there an offer on this?
There was, Your Honor. The offer was for Mr. Johnson to plead guilty to an added count of disorderly person jostling, and we would dismiss the remaining counts.
At this time, my client to set this case for final pretrial trial.
Trial April 16th. April 16th, 8 a.m. in person at the court. Jury trial May 7th. Jury trial will be May 7th at 8 a.m. in person at the court. Any questions today?
Say that again. I heard two dates. I heard April and I heard May.
What dates in April and May? Did you hear those?
April 16th and then May.
May 7th, 8 a.m., both in person at the court.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any questions?
No,
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the people.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set.
thank you.
You're welcome. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Joseph Allen Boss, file number 23-03399, counsel appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Joseph Ellenboss.
Okay, we see Mr. Ellen Boss.
No, Your Honor, it is my belief, although unconfirmed, that Mr. Ellenboss is in.
Okay, we don't have any record of that. We have that he was supposed to be in treatment until the 1st, but nonetheless, we'll issue a bench warrant upon forfeiture if you find out otherwise that he is in treatment somewhere. The court can quash the bench warrant. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense.
Thank you. On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Ronald Specker, file number 24-00219, counsel appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Specker.
Okay, Mr. Specker, today's the date set for a pretrial on a domestic violence. Was there an offer?
There was, Your Honor. Our offer was for Mr. Specker to plead guilty as charged with 7694A if he's eligible.
Honor, at this time, my client would request final pretrial and trial dates.
April 16th, 8 a.m. in person at the court. May 2nd. May 7th, I said second, May 7th at 8 a.m. in person at the court. You have any questions today?
No.
We'll get you a copy of your notices to appear. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
You're all set. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Javier Turner, file number 23-03814, counsel appearance.
Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Turner.
Mr. Turner, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, today's the date and the time that was scheduled for a pre-trial. Let's see. I have dog malicious destruction of property. How are we proceeding?
Honor, I believe we've reached an agreement with prosecution. It involves my client providing some proof of compliance. We need a little bit more time to accomplish that, so I think perhaps it would make sense to set this for a plea hearing in the near future.
How much time does he need?
Maybe a week or two.
April 9th at 10. Did you hear that date, Mr. Turner?
April 9th, in person or on?
At 10 a.m. via Zoom or in person.
Thank
Do
you,
you
Your
have any
Honor.
questions? No problem. Do you have any questions for the court?
Just April 10th.
April 9th, Mr. Turner. At 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people.
No, Your Honor.
You're all set, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Lyman Hunter the fourth, file number 23-02677, counsel appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Jacob Rowling on behalf of Mr. Hunter.
How are you, Mr. Hunter? I'm doing well, thank you. I do have a plea offer here. It says that people are offering for you to plead guilty to count 2, and they'll dismiss count 1.
We'll be accepting that offer and entering the plea, Your Honor, and I have paperwork here.
Count 2 is retail fraud in the 3rd degree. It's also a agreement that you, or offer that you will stipulate to restitution in the amount of $317. No objection to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Okay, this is an advice of rights and plea information sheet. I do see a signature on the back page. Is that your signature? Is that a yes?
Yeah.
Okay, and then, did you read this document?
Yeah, I read it.
And you understand the rights listed here? I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about those rights?
No.
You want to give up all of those rights, sir?
Yeah, I read it.
Okay, so that means you're gonna give up your right to the presumption of innocence. So you're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to require the prosecution prove your guilt at a jury trial by proving each element of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to see, hear, or question any other witnesses the prosecution intends to call against you. You can call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe show a defense to the charges being brought against you. You can remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. You can waive your right to silence and testify on your own behalf. You understand all of those rights that you're gonna be giving up?
Yeah.
Anybody threatening you to give those rights up?
No.
Has there been any promises made to you to get you to give up those rights? Okay. Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No.
You understand that a guilty plea could result in a conviction that you may need to put on a future job application, or you may need to report this conviction to your current employer.
Yeah.
A conviction of this kind also could have some impact on where you can travel or get immigration status. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
As to count 2, retail fraud in the 3rd degree. Do you plead guilty, not guilty, or stand mute? You stand mute?
No, I plead guilty.
Okay, are you pleading guilty because you believe you're guilty?
No.
Why are you pleading guilty then? Why are you pleading guilty?
Yeah, I do.
You believe you're guilty?
Yeah.
Okay, factual basis, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Hunter, on February 20th of 2023, be present at the location of 3107 South Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, a smoke shop, a retail store. This is in the city of Lansing, Bingham County, state of Michigan. While at that store, did you take an item that was offered for sale? Was that item an electronic cigarette or vape? And did you leave the store with that item without paying for it? Did you do that intentionally, knowing that you did not have permission to take that? I believe that's a factual basis, Your Honor.
Any questions from the prosecution?
No, Your Honor.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. Find your plea to be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. I have a note here that he did have some other matters pending. What's going on with those matters?
So I believe his felony matters have been found over. I don't believe he has any still that are in district court. And then just double checking his, I don't believe he has any other open misdemeanors at this exact. Right.
I think that's correct, Your Honor.
Have a seat. I need just criminal history. Can you see so I can get that one? Go off the record. I'm gonna get your criminal history. You can have a seat, sir. Is Diana Zimmer here?
Yes.
Oh, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Diana K. Zimmer, file number is 23-01817. Council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Wachowski on behalf of the people.
Jacob Rowley on behalf of Ms. Zimmer.
Okay, this was a matter that we set for deferred sentencing. We were here on September 11th. There was a guilty plea to dog at large. Sentencing was deferred so that Ms. Zimmer could get the dog training and behavior class. Is there an update?
Unfortunately, Ms. Zimmer has not been able to complete that process.
Why is that?
I think after speaking with her, I think frankly, she's had a lot of difficulties with transportation and with being able to afford different classes that are offered. Or for, correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Zimmer, but I believe you have something in mind at this point. that you have to
Yes.
do with the- Do you know when that would begin?
As soon as I can get arrangements.
She has something in mind. What does that mean?
I've been looking all over on the computer, someplace that's close by, since I have no transportation. And there's it's called Catch, they're gone on the computer. The headquarters is in New Jersey, but they have somebody in every big town that does this program.
Okay. So you're trying to get services for your dog through that? You're trying to get services for your dog through the catch program?
Yes,
Okay, and they do it in Lansing?
there's somebody here in Lansing that has been through the program.
Okay. And how long do you think it'll take for you to get that done?
Oh, I hope soon.
Well, I need a time frame. Soon is relative to the individual.
I hope within the next month.
I reset your sentencing for 60 days.
May 21st at 9.
May 21st at 9, okay? And the reason why I'm giving you more time is because it's a deferred sentencing, meaning if you get it done, they were gonna dismiss the case. So you wanna get it done, okay?
Yes,
Do you have any questions for the court?
no, that is the time.
Okay, we'll get you a copy of your notice to appear. Any additional matters for the record?
For the people.
Oh, you're on.
You're all set now.
Thank you.
Ms. Donnelly, do you have a client with you? Or are you waiting for Mr. Larson?
Yes, downstairs.
Okay. Soon as Remington comes back, we can go and get Mr. Larson. I need to go. Okay, I'm back on the record. In the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Lyman Hunter, the third. Let's see here. I'm sorry, the fourth. My apologies. Okay, I do have a criminal history. I'm prepared to proceed to immediate sentencing unless there's an objection.
No objection from the people.
No objection from the defense, Your Honor.
To make allocution.
Certainly, it's no secret that my client has had a number of difficulties mainly involving property. Offenses. And he does, of course, have the one pending case in circuit court. Frankly, I think this whole experience of coming to court on multiple cases, really several days a week, it seems like in recent weeks, I think he has learned a lot from this. I think he knows that this is not the kind of life he wants to have going forward. I think I certainly can't predict how that felony case will end up, but I know in this case, he is accepting responsibility, He's certainly ready, willing to paying off the restitution, and I don't think this is an issue that we'll see from Mr. Hunter again.
You have $317 in your pocket? You have money? Are you employed? No? How do you have money then?
I was being, it says, I'm still saving that.
You said what?
I was getting Social Security and I'm still saving that.
You're still saving that? Okay. You're 19? I
Yeah.
can't hear a head nod.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you in school? How far did you go in school?
12th grade.
Okay. Did you graduate? Why not?
Then I was at English Academy and I got dropped from the program.
Because you were getting into problems? Why did you get dropped from the program?
I think for attendance.
Attendance? You weren't going to school?
Yeah, I wasn't going.
Oh, okay. Why, what's your plan for finishing school?
Didn't finish.
No, what is your plan for it? Do you plan to finish?
No.
Why not?
I didn't think it needed for me to go back.
What do you think your future looks like if you don't finish school? You think it looks good? Why, what are you gonna do for your future? What is your hopes and dreams for your future?
I keep personal, but
You keep what?
I keep them personal because I'm still working.
Well, I asked you a question. You have a very public record now. I want to know what you plan to do for your future.
When, everything right.
No, what do you want to do? Because you're gonna have to grow up one day. Is that your dad?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. You think he wants to just keep bringing you to court?
No.
Okay, so you think he wants you to become an adult and a self-sustaining man? Okay, what do you think you need to do that?
Be working.
Okay, what do you want to do for work? Because legally you're 19, legally you're an adult. What are you gonna do?
Work.
Where? I know you're gonna work because I'm gonna order you to work. I want to know what you want to do long term. What are your goals? You haven't thought about it, have you? Well, I know you don't see a need to finish school, but I see a need for you to finish school. I'm gonna require that you finish school. Otherwise, you're gonna spend 93 days in jail. Okay?
All right.
Those are the choices that you get until you can make better choices. There's nothing detrimental, meaning harmful to you as it relates to finishing school. It's only to your betterment. You can't do what you're supposed to do if you don't first take care of your mind and make good decisions. And for you to be 19 years old and for me to see all of this on your criminal history from 2022, it's only 2024 and it's March at that. We're on the 4th page of your criminal history already. You're not starting off strong in adulthood. Recognize that?
I do.
Okay, and so you know you need to make a change then, correct?
Okay.
You recognize that?
Yeah.
Because your crimes are getting more serious. Did you recognize that? You have a matter pending at circuit court, correct?
I do.
It's a more serious matter than this matter then, correct?
No, it's the same.
It's not the same because it's at circuit court. It means it's a felony. This is a misdemeanor. But you keep committing the same action, it could get enhanced. So you have your crimes are getting more serious. You're facing stiffer penalties. You're over at circuit court, you're facing a prison, not jail. Do you want to go to prison?
No.
Okay, I didn't know if that was maybe one of your private goals that you didn't want to share. Because if you keep committing acts like that, that's the only thing you're gonna get is prison. You understand that?
Okay.
I'm gonna order you to probation. You're going to do 12 months probation. Let me judgment and sentence. She's ready. 12 months probation. I'm going to order that you complete a GED and high school diploma, or high school diploma, that is. I'm also going to order that you find a job. You're not going to get 12 months to do that, okay? You're going to be enrolled in school within the next 30 days. And you can provide evidence of that, or you're going to jail. Do you understand that?
Okay. Online questions count.
Online courses count as long as you're enrolled and you're actively enrolled. You're gonna have to provide proof of that, and taking classes, then that'll count. You're gonna find a job. And provide evidence of that. While on probation, you're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. Not to possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. This should be no problem for you because you're only 19. You can't have any alcohol. You're not to have any marijuana or controlled substance unless you have a valid prescription. You will be required to submit to random testing for those things. You understand that?
Yeah.
You have to pay the fee for that. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You're not to be at any bars or nightclubs, but that shouldn't be a problem because you're only 19. I'm going to order restitution payable to Buddy's Puff and Pass in the amount of $317. It's a $30 per month oversight fee that you're responsible for while on probation. So that's $360. And there's a $75 crime victim rights fee that you must pay. That's a $50 state minimum cost that you must pay. Fines and costs will be $802. Just a moment, we'll have him get you an advice of rights as it relates to probation. You have the right to be to request early discharge from probation once you've completed half the original term ordered by the judge. I'm ordering you to 12 months. If you complete half of that, which is 6 months, and you've done all the things that I've told you to do, meaning you completed your GED and or high school diploma, you found a job, and you've not had any violations within the 90 days preceding that request, you can make a request for early discharge from probation. That form tells you how you do that, okay? And then your probation officer can make a request on their own for your early discharge if they believe that you are eligible for that. If it's set for a hearing to address early discharge, you have the right to hire an attorney to represent you. You do not have the right to court-appointed counsel for any hearing for early discharge, okay? It also tells you at the top what types of cases you would not be eligible for early discharge. You would be eligible to make a request, okay? Do you have any questions at this time? Okay, when you leave here, you're going to go downstairs. You're going to check in with probation so they can get you all set up, okay?
All right. Where is that?
There, one floor down, he's gonna get you down there. So you're gonna sit tight until he's available to take you downstairs, okay?
You just want to in the hallway, I'll take you down there if you want.
Okay.
Any additional matters for the record?
Thank you, people, Your Honor.
No, you're on.
You're all set.
Okay, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Dale, can one of you guys come sit in Jefferson's courtroom for me?
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus David John Larson, file number 23-01841.
Assistant Prosecutor Pete Petrowski on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of defendant David Larson, who is present standing to my right.
How are you, Mr. Larson?
I've been better.
Okay, Mr. Larson, I have a sentencing in a PA 53. Let's see. Okay, so this looks like it was a bond violation.
Your Honor.
And he was previously arraigned on, and then he never appeared. Yes.
So I just wanted to make sure that you know that there are multiple PA-53s that you wanted to deal with today.
Yeah, I see the GPS tether issue here. Says the defendant was no longer under GPS monitoring. And then it looks like that was from August 23rd, 2023. I have one from July 24th, 2023. And then I see from July 2024. I'm sorry, 2023. Like strap tamper alert on the GPS tether. And then he was supposed to be sentenced. On the aggravated domestic violence, but did not appear for sentencing. You said you were broke down in the UP.
I called her the day before and let her know.
So why didn't you appear via Zoom?
I didn't know I was able to do that.
What do you mean you didn't know you were able to do that?
I was able to do Zoom sentencing.
He left a voicemail for me. I wasn't able to get a hold of him again so failed to appear. I wasn't able to get a hold of him to try to get there by Zoom. But you gave him 3 tethers. The first one, we had a tamper, but he would only admit that it fell off. We wanted to have a hearing on that. The second time he admits that he did cut it off. The third tether he kept on.
Was someone subpoenaed from JSG?
No one from JSG, Your Honor. The detective who had previously been handling the tether issues had retired, so I went and got a new detective assigned to this. And then after she looked into it, she informed me that she wouldn't be able to testify on anything that or anything related to the tether for this. So, no.
Or because I would imagine that you probably need the tether company to testify.
Yeah, yes. But no one from JSG is subpoenaed.
You want to hearing on the violations?
Well, like I said, on the first tamper where it's alleged that he tampered with the strap, his report is that it fell off. He was riding 4-wheelers and it fell off and he didn't. So I would yes request JSG to confirm whether it was actually tampered with or like cut or something.
And then the other
One, no dispute.
not disputing this, that you cut it off the second time?
No, Your Honor.
So you want to plead guilty to that violation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that you do have the right to have a contested hearing, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to have testimony brought forth by the prosecution to support allegations that you violated your bond conditions by tampering with your GPS tether, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to give up your right to that hearing so that you can enter a guilty plea to the violation?
Yes, Your Honor.
As to the alleged violation that you tampered with your GPS tether on or about August 22nd, 2023, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Factual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Larson, as an order of this court, you were told to have a GPS tether on you at all times, correct?
Yes.
All right, and on or about August 23rd or 22nd, did you tamper with the strap on your tether?
Yes.
All right, and what did you do?
Cut it off.
With what?
Or wire snips.
All right, and you did that on purpose, right?
Yes, I lost the charger and it was screaming at me and I freaked out and cut it off.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Any questions from the prosecution?
No, Your Honor.
Court is satisfied with the factual basis, our exception, please. I find it freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Address the other violation in just a moment. And then it looks like here, I do have a pre-sentence report that was prepared on February 16, 2024. Well, in the Lansing Police lockup. And Ms. Donnelly, you got a copy of that?
I have, Your Honor. I have reviewed it with Mr. Larson. We have no need for any additional solutions or corrections.
Thank you. You can make that motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, obviously, we would ask the court to follow the recommendation of probation. Mr. Larson is not on probation in any other courts right now. He is on bond in front of Judge Ward for a felony resisting an instruction that we will continue with on that. But he would like to resolve these cases. Again, he does no objection to the recommendation of probation. Obviously, there are a lot of needs that a period of supervision could help and benefit Mr. Larson. And then also, he does have some time served. So whatever the court feels and considers, we additionally would like the court to consider that while this has been a long journey to get here, and it's had a lot of ups and downs, that Mr. Larson did actually finally keep the tether on. I do appreciate that. And then he does also always have the support of his mother, who is present here. I do like to make note that in the victim impact statement in the sentencing report, talks about or insinuates that actually nothing happened or no crime was committed. I don't believe, but I do believe that there might. Well, like I said, Mr. Larson isn't changing his plea. I don't believe that he the facts of what he pled to have changed. So again, we just ask the court to follow the recommendation. Thank you.
Criminal history that I have in here was printed, it looked like back in January, so I would imagine that if he has a felony opinion, it happened after that, correct?
Yes. It happened during his arrest.
I imagine. Does your client want to make a statement?
Your Honor, I've been through a lot in my life, and it's time for me to live life and be a productive member of society. I'm tired of being locked up and having to go through this. I've been doing this for a long time, and I got kids, and it's time for me to be a productive member of society. And I just want another chance, and I really believe that I can succeed this time.
How old are your children?
18 and 22.
You have adults. Do you think now is the time for you to grow up?
No.
Should have been grown up if you have children that are now adults.
Did 9.5 years in prison.
Okay.
Before
And
that,
you
I was
didn't,
a- I was a
you
very
didn't learn
defiant-
anything, obviously, because here you are in cuffs. With this matter pending and a felony pending, correct?
Yes, sir.
Your mother behind you, still taking care of you. I don't think you're a good candidate for probation. I don't think you're gonna learn your lesson if you didn't learn it. If you didn't learn it before, you have an extremely extensive criminal history here. Not only that, you have more matters pending. You violated the court's bond multiple times, or at least one sustained, you have no intention of following the court's orders.
I do. Your Honor.
No, you don't.
I have one chance, and I'll prove it to you.
You have multiple chances. I don't got time to be worrying about you being stuck up in Marquette where the tether screaming at you and you cutting it off. They should be charging you with a felony for that, actually.
It's very stupid.
Well, you knew that. You listen, if anybody knows anything about the criminal history, criminal justice system, you should, because you've been through it multiple times. You're a professional criminal at this point. Where do you work?
I was working at Spartan Motors out in Charlotte.
Since when?
I was on disability because I had surgery on my hand. But I
When?
got off disability in September.
When was the last time you reported to work at?
6 months before that.
So if I called them, they said that you're currently employed there?
I'm not currently employed there, but I was going back to work there.
Oh, okay.
After I had surgery and I was on disability, I got off disability and then they were on
When did you have
layoff.
surgery?
I had surgery in May. In May and
On your hand, is because you keep picking your hand up.
my finger.
What was you doing at Spartan, whatever?
Building Amazon trucks.
Oh, okay. So in May of 2023, you were on disability, but you've been riding ATVs and stuff since then.
Yes, I was riding on the back of it, yeah. One hand, one arm. I had surgery in I had two surgeries. I had one surgery in April and I had another surgery in May.
On the bond violation, your sentence is 93 days, Ingham County Jail credit time served. No early release, no GPS telling release. As to the underlying matter, once you are released, you will do 12 months of probation. You're gonna get mental health counseling. And I'm going to order you to complete the domestic violence group. We're going to submit to random testing for drugs and alcohol. You're not to possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You take care of his warrant for OWI third offense in 96th District Court, Marquette.
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
So you have a warrant in Marquette?
Yes.
From July 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's another bond violation.
He also pled guilty to a use in which county, St. Ignace County, while on bond as well. Yes, there's bond violations.
We're gonna order that you get screened and participate in outpatient substance abuse treatment. Not to be at any bars or nightclubs. I'm ordering a scram tether. We're going to continue the no contact order with the victim in this matter. It's a $30 per month oversight fee that you're responsible for each month of probation. $75 crime victim rights fee, a $50 state minimum cost. And you're going to be required to maintain employment, obtain and maintain employment, and provide evidence of that up to probation. Do you have any questions about your probation status or your fines and costs?
The Scram tether, was that for the OUI up north? Is that why you put me in? I was just wondering.
Well, I don't think it really matters, like, it's not for alcohol, I guess the OWI is for Xanax, but I think, you know, it's like tether is going to be.
Excuse me?
I don't drink anyway, but that's fine.
Well, you'll be screened for that. If it's not necessary, you won't have one. But until then, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And one more question. Flat 93 days, no good time or anything? So,
For the bond violation, I gave you a credit for your time served already, but you're not getting any additional or an early release. Do you understand that?
yes.
Nor a GPS tether release, because you cut off tethers. And for the term of probation, which will begin after you finish your contempt sentence, I'm not accepting any violations, not technical, not non-technical. You violate, I'm maxing you out, because we're not gonna go back and forth with somebody of your age, with adult children, with this criminal history. If you haven't yet made a decision that you're going to do what you need to do, you're not going to make that decision, at least not before this court. And I'm not gonna babysit you on this. Do you understand that? I've babysat you on this file during the pendency of this matter for almost a full year. And I'm not doing it anymore. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Your fines and costs, I'll waive discretionary fines and costs, but with oversight fees in the crime victim right and other statutory fees is $485, and you'll make monthly payments on that, okay?
Yes, sir.
You need to remember this, because no one is going to remind you, because you're an adult. When you get out of jail on the contempt, you need to report to our probation department within 24 hours of you being released from jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Nothing for defense, thank you.
Thank you. Who's on the phone ending in 7181?
Say that again?
What's your name?
Lindsay Overbeck.
Okay.
The host has asked you to start your video. Okay.
Okay, can you see and hear me now?
I sure can.
Okay, let's see. I see your Bernardo Perez does not start their audio. Let's see. Brittany Perry.
Please start your audio.
That's not for you, Miss Overbeck.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, Mr. Perez Rosas, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who's representing Ms. Overbeck?
It's me, Your Honor.
Are you ready to proceed?
I think we are ready.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Lindsay Overbeck, file number 24-00310, council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Jacob Riley on behalf of Ms. Overbeck.
Hi.
Okay, today's the date and the time that's set for a pre-trial on a malicious destruction of property. Is there an offer on this?
There was, Your Honor, the offers for Ms. Overbeck to plead guilty to malicious destruction of personal property less than $200 with restitution and a Killebrew agreement to no upfront jail. Currently, the victim has estimated that restitution will equal $1,119.94. However, I've been speaking with Mr. Raleigh, and so I believe we want to set this up for a pretrial date so I can get documentation for that restitution amount.
That'll be our request as well.
April 9th at 10:30. April 9th at 10:30. Your client is going to plead at 100 p.m. person, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions, Ms. Overbeck?
No, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, your next court date is going to be April 9th. You appear in person, okay?
Okay, and that's it? That's okay.
That's at this time, all you need to do. Your offer was communicated on the record, and then they're still working out possible restitution amounts. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Do you have
What
any
if-
questions?
If I can, Your Honor, this is your attorney, Ms. Overbeck. I'll be in touch with you. We can talk about everything.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have any questions for the court?
I don't think so.
Okay. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the people.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set, Ms. Overbeck.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do I just
So. You come sit down. Are we ready on Perez Rosas?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Bernardo Perez Rosas, file number 23-03799, council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Greg Petrowski on behalf of the people.
John Lee, on behalf of Bernardo Perez Rosas.
Bernardo Perez Rosas, today was the date and time set for pretrial. I have a child abuse 4th degree, domestic violence, and an assault and battery. Looks like there was an offer for the defendant to plead guilty to adding count 2 with no objections to 769.4A. Negotiations were still pending at the last court date. How are we proceeding?
Our offer stands that for Mr. Perez Rosas to plead guilty to domestic violence with 769.4A, and we would dismiss the remaining counts.
Counsel.
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Perez Rosas would like to set the matter for a final pretrial.
Pretrial April 16th. Pretrial May 7th. Final pretrial in this matter is going to be set for April 16th, 8 a.m. in person at the court.
April 16th.
Correct.
And what time is that again, ma'am? If you don't mind.
8 a.m.
What time?
Yeah, 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock. Sorry, ma'am. That's kind of hard.
And you have to appear in person.
Yes, ma'am.
And then your jury trials May 7th, 8 o'clock in the morning in person, okay?
May 7th.
You have any questions for the court?
So April 15th and May 7th, right?
That's correct.
What time for the May 7th?
8 a.m.
8 a.m. same time to appear in court too, right?
Correct.
Okay, ma'am.
You have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're all set.
Thank you.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Delvon Golden, file number 22-03537, council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Greg Petrowski on behalf of the people.
Jacob Elliott, on behalf of Mr. Golden.
Okay, Mr. Golden, today was set for sentencing. You pled guilty to an added count 2 of attempted abandoned cruelty of one animal with restitution, and you were to surrender the dog. Let's see. What is the restitution on this?
The restitution amount is to the Ingham County Animal Shelter for medical treatment for the animal as well as boarding the animal. And it is a total amount of $2,853.35. And I've provided the documentation for that to Mr. Ruffin.
Is there an objection to restitution amount?
There's no objection.
Okay. And the dog was surrendered, correct?
That is correct.
You can make allocution.
Your Honor, certainly this has been and continues to be a costly experience for my client. I think certainly he has learned an important lesson about the importance of caring for animals attentively. I certainly don't think he ever envisioned that coming to court for this, owing this amount of money, but he takes responsibility. Although it may take some time, he fully intends to pay off that restitution amount, and this is not something that's ever going to happen again.
Did you want to make a statement?
I went there. I had a dog for 5 years, and I gave it to my friend. He never picked the dog up, so I'll take full responsibility.
Okay, can you provide me the restitution form when you get a chance?
Yes, sir. I'm just finishing up the address.
The $75 crime victim rights fee that will be assessed as a $50 state minimum cost. I'll waive discretionary fines and costs because you have a large amount of restitution that needs to be paid. The amount of $2,853.35. Is that accurate?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and that's payable to the Ingham County Animal Shelter. How much are you paying today? Okay, are you employed?
No, I went on some interviews, still waiting on a phone call back.
Mayor Bertrand?
Yes.
I think, Mr. Golden certainly is seeking employment. I think he would be ready to begin making appointments at perhaps the end of April at the latest.
What's gonna happen between now and the end of April?
Well, he expects to secure employment, certainly. He is diligently seeking a job.
How much you gonna pay at the end of April?
Anywhere somewhere around $50 to $100. Still trying to figure out, I'm practically homeless right now too, so I gotta figure that out. Type of stuff.
I know here that you'll pay $50 beginning May 1st. You'll be making payments on the 1st of each month, okay? You have any questions? Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing comes before your honor.
You're all set, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Same to you. Who's representing Mr. Calicote? He won't start his audio.
I am representing him, Your Honor, but I believe that is the case for any interpreter as well.
The interpreter's here. Mr. Calicote just won't start his video or his audio. And so if he doesn't, I'm going to have to order him to appear in person. Antonio Urdiales, you can stay right there. Where were you yesterday?
I was on the Zoom, man. I was watching the court. I just didn't get called. I thought I heard you read my case number, but I don't know what happened.
If I read your case number, why didn't you say anything?
I was saying something. I said I was saying I was here and Antonio Urdiales. I seen other people's names pop up when they I had questions this morning, so I wanted to come and resolve this.
I don't have a file. I'll wait for it. Did you speak to your attorney yesterday?
No.
So you left the court? Virtual courtroom? Because I was on Zoom all day.
Right.
So you would have left the courtroom without your court case being resolved?
It was about 4:25, I believe. I called up here and was trying to figure out what I could do.
What time were you
There
in
was
the
no-
Zoom?
Your thing was, I was late, Your Honor. I was, it was 1:15. I think I was a half hour late. To be honest.
Yeah, that's about, because I still have the live stream. I can tell you what time you logged in there.
Yes, ma'am.
If you were a half hour late, then you were late. You didn't appear for court. Your court case would have already been in warrant status by 1:45.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
And if you did appear, you should have notified someone that, hey, I'm here. You mean to tell me you were admitted into the Zoom? You must not have had your name on your Zoom ID, correct?
Must not, I just punched in the number on that blue paper that they gave me.
Okay, so you did not speak to your attorney before court yesterday?
No, I talked to somebody when I called. Your voice thing was full, so I couldn't tell you I was gonna show up today because I couldn't get here before 5.
Yeah,
But I was still late.
Who's your attorney?
It's on my paper, I'm not sure.
Mr. Lee, are you representing him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you provide a number to the public defender's office?
Yes.
Did they call you?
I got it.
You got an email from your attorney?
I believe, I'm not sure, Your Honor.
You didn't respond?
I have a couple other court dates too, I'm not sure. No, I'm sorry, I think my SIM card, so I don't have that. That's you for it.
You can have a seat when your attorney's available. We'll see if we can get a city attorney to address this for you today. Okay, Mr. Was it Parshu Kalikoti will not start his audio, so I'm going to remove him. He won't even start his video and reset him for in person. April 9th at 8:30. April 9th at 8:30. McMullen here, McMullen that is. James Minor present.
Yes, ma'am.
It's you.
Yes, ma'am.
Attorney for McMullen. I don't see the attorney or the defendant.
Are we talking about Mr. Minor?
McMullen.
Oh, sorry.
You can have Sean reset that one. The record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus James Minor, file number 23-03620, counsel appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Jocelyn, on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of James Minor.
There was a date set for pre-trial for domestic violence. Is there an offer?
There's no offer at this time. Mr. Minor currently has a pending felony case that is, has not yet been bound over to circuit court. The prelim for that case was adjourned off the record but not rescheduled. However, when that case is bound, if that case is bound over, it's likely that a global resolution between his felony and misdemeanor case would be a likely resolution.
Okay. When is that expected to happen?
According to JIS, when I checked, yeah, the rescheduled prelim date, I believe is April 1st. So on that.
April 4th.
Oh, my apologies, 4th. So yeah, just beginning of next month. So at that point we'll know.
He's expected to run that exam?
Yes.
Okay, so bind over, if happens, will be the April 17th. So we need to set this after that. April 30th. April 30th at 8:30. You have any questions today?
I just want all this stuff to be dismissed because I think it's crazy. To be honest.
I understand. Do you have any questions though?
No.
Okay, we'll see you after April 30th. Did you want They're the same victims or parties? I don't know what the felony is.
Yeah, I am double checking. I believe they are.
Okay. So you want that set as a pretrial or final pretrial?
I would set that as a pretrial.
Okay. We'll have it set as a pretrial. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people.
Nothing for the defense.
You're all set, sir. We'll get you your notice to appear. Okay, let's see, Ms. Perry, do you have an attorney?
I do not.
On the record in the matter, people of the state of Michigan versus Brittany Perry, the file number is 19-03747 ST. Appearance for the record, counsel.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
Okay, Ms. Perry, you are representing yourself on this motion to set aside a conviction. You're requesting to have a disorderly person date of conviction, November 25th, 2019, set aside. Is that correct?
Yes.
I vaguely remember, I remember taking this plea, I believe. Okay, let's see. I do have a letter here from the Office of the Attorney General indicating that they've made a review of your criminal history, and it does appear that you may be eligible to have this conviction set aside under Michigan compiled law 780.621. So they are not making an objection to this matter being set aside. Is the prosecutor's office making an opinion at this time?
No, the prosecutor's office has no objection.
Okay. And what have you been doing since 2019?
I'm still working at the same place. I've been doing some volunteering. I graduated with my bachelor's in 2020.
Congratulations to you. I vaguely remember the incident. I just remember placing on the record that I believe I knew your mother. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so it sounds like since the time of this incident, and I'm reviewing your criminal history, I don't see any further actions with the criminal justice system since this alleged incident. It appears that it's undisputed that your actions since this incident are consistent with the public welfare. And so I will go ahead and set this aside. It will be dated for today. Do you have any questions today?
I do not.
Okay, you're all set. Your motion
Thank
is
you.
granted. You're welcome. It's just weird how they put some of these on the docket and then. Is Nicholas Montree here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, on the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Nicholas Montree, file number J032185 SM. You can come up to the table there, sir. Can I have your appearance, counsel?
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
You're representing yourself, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Today was the date and the time set for the hearing on a motion to set aside conviction. Can you mute him, please? We're set aside a conviction, or you're seeking to set aside a conviction from June 5th, 2003 for domestic violence, correct?
Yes, sir.
We have a, let's see if I have one. Okay, I do have a letter from the Office of the Attorney General indicating that they have reviewed your application and criminal history, and they believe that you may be eligible to have this conviction set aside under MCL 780.621, and that they have no objection. Are the people of Ingham County taking a position on this?
People take no position.
Okay. Okay, what's been going on with you since the date of this conviction?
It's been quite some time. I'd like to think that I've decided eventually that I was, solely responsible for my future and what my life was gonna look like. And I decided in about 2012-13, after owning a small painting business for several years, that I wanted more than that. I went back to school. I enrolled in LCC. Graduated from LCC with my associate's degree. While at LCC, I was president of the American Marketing Association, responsible for raising thousands of dollars for scholarships for kids here in the community. After my associate's degree, I felt that I could do more. I went to Northwood University, graduated summa cum laude from Northwood in my bachelor's in business administration. From there, I actually applied with the city of Lansing in September-ish of 2018. I was brought in as an engineering technician for the public service department. Did that for about 14 months. I was appointed interim engineering technician supervisor for the public service department. And then April of last year, when the Department of Economic Development and Planning was undergoing some changes, if you will, I was promoted to deputy director for that department, and that's where I am now, and that's what I've been doing since then.
I was gonna ask you, because I see you have a City of Lansing pin on. Okay, sounds good. So it sounds like you've been busy in the last.
And raised great kids. And still have a 16-year-old sophomore and a soon-to-be 7-year-old. My oldest, 24 and 23, are great kids. They don't trouble. They work full time, take care of themselves.
Excuse me. Okay, well, nothing that you've stated here would cause you to be ineligible to have this conviction set aside. I do believe that your behavior post that conviction would indicate that your circumstances warrant setting aside this conviction and that it's consistent with the public welfare. So we'll grant your application and it'll be signed and dated for today. You're welcome, and congratulations to you, sir. You're all set, thank you.
Have a great day.
Same to you. Mr. Zadie?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Okay, let's see. You need a date for a jury trial, you said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was there an offer on that one?
There was, Your Honor. The offer is for Mr. Seaton to plead guilty to an OWI just as a first offense with Killebrew agreement to no upfront jail, and we would dismiss the remaining charges. It's also my understanding that Mr. Zaney has been in discussion with Ms. Matesko from our office. I spoke with her yesterday. She said that she was still in communication with Mr. Zaney about resolving this case potentially.
Okay, did you want a final pretrial and a jury trial date?
Your Honor, yes, if the court be so inclined, I'd appreciate that.
Trial April 16th at 8 a.m. April 16th at 8 a.m. work for you for final pretrial?
It does, Your Honor.
Okay, that's in person at the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Jury trial May 7th. May 7th for jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, 8 a.m. in person at the court. Did your client have any questions for the court?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set for today.
Have a wonderful one. See you later.
Thank you.
Same to you.
Bye.
Same to you. Is it Bright Coleman? Who's representing him?
I'm sorry, that.
It's Bretai.
Itai, that's your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
On the record, the matter of the people. Say the Michigan versus Bretai Coleman, file number 24-00469, appearance, please.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrowski on behalf of the people.
Jacob Rowland on behalf of Mr. Coleman.
Mr. Coleman, you were supposed to be here in person.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was. I got the time. I thought it was 1:30. I didn't know I was supposed to
Why
be
do
in
you think
person.
it was 1:30 when the paperwork says 10:30?
Because I thought that's what Miss McCormick had gave me. I might have read it wrong. That was my apologies.
You have a victim here on this?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
You need to appear in person. Where are you?
I'm actually in Kalamazoo. I had a family issue.
A family issue? What's a family issue?
My dad, he's sick.
Okay, is your dad's in the hospital?
Yes. I'm at home.
Okay.
I'm just by myself at home. I'm waiting. Well, at his house.
Your client's ready to proceed with the hearing?
Your Honor, I have not had an opportunity to discuss with my client as I do not even have a phone number to contact him at this time.
What's your phone number?
I currently don't have a phone right now at the moment.
Whose phone are you on now?
I'm on a laptop.
You need to log in and speak with him?
If I could, Your Honor.
Okay, because if we have a witness here, we're running the hearing today.
Understand, Your Honor. Just to clarify, would you be running that with him on Zoom?
He's the one who didn't appear, so he waived his right to appear
Understand.
and confront his accuser. Okay, someone must have told the interpreter she was free to go because they left. But you ready to proceed on this young lady? Mr. Riley?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Maya Anderson Jones and file number 19-04973. Council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrowski on behalf of the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Ms. Anderson Jones.
Maya Anderson Jones. Okay, very good. Today was the date that was set for a pre-trial, and that was for an assault or assault and battery. Was there an offer for this?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer would be for Ms. Anderson Jones to plead guilty to an added count of a disorderly person jostling with a heightened recommendation, and the people would dismiss their main counts.
How do you want to proceed, counsel?
And at this time, we request that this matter be set for final pretrial and trial dates.
Trial April 16th at 8. And jury trial May 7th. Set this for a final pre-trial before 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you didn't come back. You had court? I did. Okay, we're gonna get you a notice to appear. Don't know if you have a phone or something that you keep your dates in, but you need to make sure you appear on April 16th at 8 a.m., okay? You paid a $700 cash bond? Okay, if you want that bond back, you're gonna need to appear so your money's not kept by the court, okay?
Okay.
Let's see. Do you have any questions? No. Okay, any additional matters for the record?
For the people, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll get you a notice to appear. On the record, in the matter of Rite Coleman, met privately with your client. Are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
He wants to proceed with the hearing.
Your Honor, actually, Mr. Coleman he is prepared to plead guilty to the alleged violation.
Is that correct, Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Okay. Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Okay, Mr. Coleman, you have the right to have a contested hearing on this matter. We do have witnesses here, including a alleged victim and a officer present for your hearing on the bond violation. A bond violation is a contempt of court order. So if you're found to be in contempt of the court order, you can have your bond revoked pending the underlying domestic violence charge. You also can be sentenced to a term of jail time up to 93 days in jail, or you can have a fine of up to $7,500 imposed. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to waive your hearing in the bond violation and plead guilty to the violation?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody threatening you to get you to do that?
No, ma'am.
Promise is being made to you in exchange for you entering a guilty plea to the violation.
No, ma'am.
As to the violation alleging that on or about March 8th, 2024, you violated the terms of your bond conditions by engaging in harassing or intimidating conduct towards the petitioner. How do you plead?
Guilty.
And then as to the alleged violations that you had contact directly or indirectly with a Carolyn Black, and that you violated your terms of not being within 2,000 feet of wherever she lives, works, or goes to school, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Mr. Coleman, you recall when you were arraigned on this domestic violence case, were you placed under certain, or rather, you were placed on bond, correct?
Yes.
And as part of that bond, you had certain rules that you had to follow, certain conditions, correct?
Yes.
And one of those rules was that you were not to harass, intimidate, or assault the alleged victims on the case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it true that you violated that rule on March 8th of this year through harassing or intimidating behavior?
Yes.
Is it also true that you were ordered not to have contact with Carolyn Black or to go within 2,000 feet of where she works, lives, or goes to school?
Yes.
Is it true that you did make contact with Carolyn Black and did go within 2,000 feet of where she lives?
Yes.
Any questions from the prosecutor?
No, Your Honor.
Court is satisfied with the plea. Finding a plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. As to the violation, what are we doing for the underlying matter?
Underlying 2 counts of domestic violence, we would ask that those be set for final pre-trial and trial dates.
Is the witness here today?
One of the witnesses, Your Honor. There's 2 victims in this case.
I didn't send him one. I told him to get a prosecutor. He can't take my file without permission. I told him to get a prosecutor. He needs to get the prosecutor over here. Okay, Carolyn Black is present today.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And person last name Goodman. That's an adult.
Yes.
I'll set a final pre-trial, but only as to Goodman. I'm not gonna require Ms. Black to come back for a final pre-trial. 30th at 8 a.m. April 30th at 8 a.m. Jury trial May 14th. Jury trial May 14th at day after Mother's Day. No, that's 2 days after. May at 8 a.m. in person at the court for both, okay? You have any questions today on your final pre-trial or your jury trial?
No, ma'am. But if I do, well, actually, yeah, I do. Who do I? Can somebody tell me who's gonna be my lawyer?
The same lawyer you have today.
Same lawyer I have today.
Correct.
Okay. No, that's
Do you
it.
have any
Then.
other questions? I'm sorry?
That's it. That's it.
Okay. Okay, you need to appear in person. I'll address your sentencing on the bond violation at that time. I expect there to be no further violations of the bond. That means there's no contact directly or indirectly with Carolyn Black or Sequoia Goodman. And you're not to be within 1,500 feet of wherever they are. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about the bond conditions?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for today's record?
Nothing from the people.
Thank you. You're all set for today.
All right.
Okay. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Antonio Urdiales, I have 2 files, 21-01509 and 21-01508, council appearances.
The city attorney, Amanda Williams, appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of Antonio Urdiales.
Okay, thank you, Ms. City Attorney for appearing today to address this matter. I think Mr. Urdiales appeared late yesterday and did not get this matter addressed via Zoom. There's a no ops and then there's a no insurance. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, we would ask for the court to consider resetting or adjourning the matter. We don't have an offer on it right now. However, I have consulted with Mr. Urdiales, and he is going to be contacting the Secretary of State in regard to the driver license, and we believe we will have proof of insurance by the next day.
This matter has been pending since 2021, July 27, 2021. The matter was adjourned so the defendant can make efforts to clear his license. August 31st, 2021, another request to adjourn so that additional discovery can be made. Then he failed to appear, failed to appear, failed to appear. We're not resetting it for that purpose.
I was in the hospital, Your Honor,
Since 2021,
a few different times, Your Honor. I have
since 2021.
a few different times, yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Different
because you
conditions.
did appear and you were supposed to get your license taken care of since 2021. So in the last 3 years, you've been in the hospital every day for the last 3 years?
No.
Oh, okay.
Approximately around the course 8 times. I had different medical issues, a heart attack, large heart.
I'm not disputing that you have some medical issues. My issue is that you didn't have medical issues in 2021 because you appeared in court several times, and we've already adjourned it for you to do just what we said or what they're trying to do now.
That's when I ended up going, but and lost my father. So that's why now I'm trying to get myself right and get everything taken care of. My license was eligible, and then I got pulled over. Got
These tickets or another ticket?
these tickets, I believe. So now I wasn't eligible to get my license. And I believe that's where I'm at now. I have a little memory loss from my coma, but as far as I understand, I don't know if I just have to pay these tickets, right? Like my attorney advised, if I get a hold of Secretary of State, figure out what they tell me what I need to do so I can get it resolved. If I have the chance to come back to court, I'm going to come in person.
I recognize that, but the thing is, we gave you time to do just what you're saying you're gonna do now before you had these health issues. You left court, came back, and you didn't do it. You were here on July 27, 2021. I adjourned it 30 days so you can contact Secretary of State and make efforts to pay off or get your license cleared, and you didn't do it. And you can't say it was because you were in the hospital, because you appeared on August 31st and you still hadn't done it. I'm going to, so you don't even have an appointment with Secretary of State at this time.
Oh, yeah, I can call today.
I'm going to give you a court date in 2 weeks. I don't want to go too long because I don't think you'll remember if I go too long.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I have to be in front of you again on the 25th
Okay. Of which month?
of this month,
You know what today's date is?
17th or 19th.
Yeah, so you're gonna be here next week.
Yes, ma'am, Monday.
Okay, what does that have to do with this matter?
I maybe put it together. I don't know how that works, Your Honor.
Well, I want you to have an appointment with the Secretary of State and give us a status. So I'm giving you 2 weeks because it gives you time to get a status. You will have contacted Secretary of State, gotten whatever information you need, and hopefully made some efforts to remedy that. If I do it by next week, the likelihood that you would have had discussions with Secretary of State would be slim to none. And guess what I'm gonna have to do? Reset it again.
Right, yes, I don't want to waste the court's time here.
So nonetheless, we'll give you 2 weeks to get in contact with Secretary of State. You'll return to court and give a status update to your attorney, okay?
Sure.
April 1st at 10:30.
April 1st at 10:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll get you a copy of your notice to appear. If you have any questions.
I just, no, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Hey, Mr. Blackman?
Oh.
Mr. Blackman? Mr. Blackman, how are you? I don't see you on my docket today.
1 o'clock, I have a pre-call with Jocelyn Davies.
At 1 o'clock?
This file is actually scheduled for Judge Board. and he said it was fine.
I thought he said he's gonna put it at 1:30.
I'm the judge, when the pressure gets back, I gotta be in Langston all afternoon. So I'm just asking, if I haven't got discovery yet.
Please need a date.
Yeah.
They give you a new date. They just put it on my